dignitaries, delegates, experts, faculty members, and my dear students. A very blissful morning to one and all present on this virtual platform. I, Professor Deepthi Tiwari, on behalf of Trooper College of Science and Technology, welcome you all. With the sponsorship of TechUp3 RGPV Bhopal, Trooper College of Science and Technology organizing a one-day webinar on time and stress management during examination. RGPV has been selected by Ministry of Human Resources and Development as one of the affiliating technical universities among 10 across the country for receiving TechUp3 grant. The university is marching towards developing into a center of excellence in the arena of technical education under TechUp Phase 3 to empower the affiliating institutions with the World Bank assistance through NPIU. University has taken significant initiatives under TechUp 3 for improvement in teaching, learning, and research competence of faculty and students of affiliated institutions. RGPV TechUp 3 is targeted to improve the quality of technical education in approximately 180 affiliated engineering institutes across Madhya Pradesh by introducing enabling mechanism for faculty empowerment, student learning enhancement, industry relations, and synergetic efforts of all stakeholders. The objective of this event is to manage the stress faced by students during exam. This webinar will teach students to identify their personal difficulties, reflect upon their stress management and relaxation strategies, and become more effective in handling exam pressure in a sustainable way. Students will be able to understand how stress works, develop sustainable behavioral, develop their personal resources, avoid stress, recognize negative stress and its symptoms, and identify the causes of unwanted stress. So, here are some handy tips that can help to dissipate stress and make sure you can get through exam season. In this session, discussion will include time management, stress management during examination, overcome from depression generally produced by stress of exam, tips for success in exams, and success in the life also. Now, I would like to invite Professor Manoj Tyagi, HOD of CSE Department and in charge principal, Trooper College of Science and Technology, to welcome all the dignitaries. Tyagi sir, I think you are muted yourself.
Thank you, madam. A very good morning to all of you. I heartily welcome to all dignitaries, our special guest, keynote speaker, faculty members, participants, and dear students. I am also pleased to welcome our honorable guest, Dr. S.C. Chobe, Coordinator Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, RGPV. It is really an honor for our institution that you accepted our request and gave your valuable time for this event. Your presence is motivational and inspirational for us, and your guidance and continuous support encourage us to share and learn the new things. With the sponsorship of Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, RGPV Bhopal, Trooper College of Science and Technology organized this webinar on topic time and stress management during examination. Time is precious and stress is harmful in everyone's life. Written schedule and self-discipline is the key to manage our time well. Time management is the ability to use our time productivity and efficiently. We could also think of it as the art of having time to do everything that we need without feeling stressed about it. So we decided to arrange a platform for enlightening on this important topic through this webinar. I welcome to Dr. P.C. Rawat for fulfilling our wish. This is pleasure for our institute that you accepted our invitation and taking time out of your busy schedule to enlighten us with your knowledge and experience on this topic. I am very gratitude to all the dignitaries for your presence. I also welcome all HODs, faculty members, participants, and all students in this workshop.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I will now take this opportunity to invite the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. S.C. Chaube, Professor and Dean Faculty of Electrical Engineering Department and Coordinator TechCube 3 RGPV Bhopal, to address the gathering and incite the participants with your words of wisdom.
Good morning to all of you. Professor Manoj Tyagi, in charge principal, Truba Institute of Science and Technology, Professor Tipti Tiwari, guest of the day, Mr. Rao, Dr. Rao, my dear students, all the faculty members, HODs are participating from different institutions. The title of this event is Time and Stress Management During Examination. This is it happens with all the students in every examinations. Before the COVID and after the COVID, this will continue, that students get stressed during the examinations. And particularly this time, due to COVID-19, which has struck all our schools and colleges, and the kind of uncertainty is there. You can see that all our markets, mall even, all are now has become operational, but the colleges and the schools are still closed. It's not open. So that gives an additional burden to our students. And as per the directives of the MHRD, university is conducting examination for the final year students. Again, this is a non-conventional type of examinations where students are appearing online, and students have not no time to go through in a multiple kind of examinations, internal test examinations, where they have learned about the various operations of these examinations. However, our students did well. They appeared, they performed, and it was a challenge for them. It was a challenge for university as well. But this whole setup was prepared by the design and developed by the university, and examination is being conducted. Talking about this stress and time stress management, number one, that students are not getting the proper guidance. Even if you see that how many times university or the institutions have conducted such type of webinar on the time stress management. All the times you are talking about professional events or talking about the cultural event, but this kind of event where the students can be given proper guidance that what you have to do during the examinations. Probably I think this is the first time that TUBE group of institutions is conducting programs, and really thankful to our guest speaker who has given time to be with us on this platform on these issues. And because number of programs, even the online classes conducted by the institutions, and the different kind of learning environment has been created. We have come from eye contact learning to come to the virtual platform, and which requires an accelerated pace of metabolic learning, along with upscaling the quality and analytics. So that is also a challenge for both the students and the teachers. The teacher has to pass their instruction to the students, and what students are doing behind the curtain, we do not know. And we have to make them active. And therefore, I used to say sometimes that if some teachers involved with the students may ask sometimes that how many students are present, how many students are active, because this is our duty. This is the first time they are passing through this learning stage. This is our duty that they have to make it. About stress management, always, some yoga gurus there, our people, our elders are there. They always guide us that we must adopt yoga, which really gives us a lot of relaxation. After that, meditations where we control the breath. So these two weapons are there with every student through which can get relieved. And then whether there is an examinations or no examinations, any time he will be remain happy and he will always be ready to face any kind of challenge. This also keeps the student healthy. Be healthy. You will find students remain stressed if they find they're not well. They have always some problem. They are having fever, or they have cough and cold, or they don't feel happy. So this also gives an additional stress to the students. So that we have to also see that the students must be guided. First, you should be healthy. For that, you should get a proper doses, proper all vitamins, everything you have to take. Eating habits, a proper eating habit they should have. And they should also remain positive. And how they can be positive? Only that when we are positive. Because you know that our kind of habits, our attitude gets mapped into our students. If that student is there, if a student really is our student, then his habits, even way of study, reading, every gets mapped by their teacher. Therefore, we should be very careful while dealing with the students. We are working as a mentor for them. There should be a very, very strong interaction with the students and the teacher. And as long as he is in the institute premises, we are the parents. Teachers are the parents, and we have got the responsibility of building his career. And therefore, he finds he gets full confidence. He should have full trust on the teachers. Automatically, he will be relaxed. I thought that is our responsibility. So possibly we have to share responsibility of relaxing the students, and possibly the students will automatically follow. And all this, I think that our honorable guest will be going to speak on this very good topic selected by the institute. And all the times, management very positive, Tuba Group institutions very positive, contacting all these eminent personalities to come on this platform. University is happy to organize this program under TechGroup 3, and very thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Sunil Kumar, who used to be very, very happy going through all such type of events organized by our affiliated institutions. Once again, thank you very much to our speaker and Professor Manoj Tyagi, Professor Deepti Tiwari, and all management group of TIT, and particularly that stakeholders, many stakeholders, our students who are present here. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Over to you, Deepti.
Thanks a lot, sir, for gracing us with your presence and enlightening us with your motivational words. And special thanks to Shri Shyam Rathod, Chairman, Fruba Group of Institutes, to continue our event. Now, I would like to invite Professor Suren Singh Ahiwar to welcome today's expert.
A very good morning to all of you. I am very delighted to take an opportunity to introduce about our expert, Dr. P.C. Raut. He has done MSc from Utkal University with triple gold medal, Bhubaneswar, and PhD from Bhabha Atomic Research Center. He has done his postgraduate research project from IUCA Pune. Dr. P.C. Raut has received many awards. Some of them are Department of Atomic Energy, Scientific and Technical Awards, Medal of Young Scientist from DAE in Physics, Medal of Young Scientist from INSA, Best Young Physics Colloquium Award, and CSIR JRF in Physics. Dr. P.C. Raut has a lot of experience in teaching. He has taught radiation detector physics and experimental technique use at INO, delivered a course to PG MSc on a special topic nuclear physics, demonstrated advanced nuclear experiment to scientists and engineers. Dr. P.C. Raut has guided many research students for their project works at Pava National Institute. Dr. P.C. Raut has a lot of experience in research and development work in nuclear physics. He has set up an array of 8 CSI detectors for the measurement of light charge particles, also set up an array of plastic scintillators for fast neutron spectroscopy at Bhava Atomic Research Center, Mumbai. Sir has developed many radiation detectors specially used in nuclear and atomic science. He has done collaborative research work at CERN, Geneva, Switzerland. Dr. P.C. Raut is a senior member of INEAS. He has been listed the top F index scientist in the area of nuclear physics. Sir has delivered more than 100 talks in the various conferences, workshops, and STTP. Recently, Dr. P.C. Raut is a F-level scientist in Bhava Atomic Research Center, Nuclear Division, Mumbai. Sir has research interests are in the area of atomic physics, nuclear physics, particle accelerator and detectors. Now, I request Dr. Rao sir to continue the session, and I request all the participants to keep themselves muted. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah. And thank you, Professor, for your kind introduction. So I am grateful to Professor Sharma, Amit Sharma, who was invited and talking to the head Professor Tyagi and arrange this special topics. So it is not my research topic, but anyhow, I am since associated with many outreach programs of India's Young Academy of Science. So he listened someday and then request to at least to talk to our your this student in this forum. So I thought, okay, it's good if somebody is benefited, then it is good. Let us discuss. And I personally found that this is very useful because when I was doing in PhD, it's a very stressful life. So stress is not really is a disease or nothing. So it is the how you think about the problems that leads to stress. So I'll introduce how these things comes in, and in between. So I thought so during my after my PhD, I thought this is good, let us learn something about our life. So I did a course, diploma in yogic science after my PhD. So then I associated many yoga experts in the field. So this is so that we thought let us do something for the benefit of the students and the benefit of the our fellow human beings of what we are doing. So direct something can be useful. So in that way, I gave a lectures long back. So Professor Sharma listened sometimes, and he is invited. Thank you, Professor Sharma, and I thank you, Professor Manoj Tyagi. And in fact, I heard this from our guest regarding how you already discussed all the thing, Professor Chube. So already discussed how stress comes and how we can manage stress. So basically, yogic principle is best way because you are the Indian or the ancient sages is the gave a gift, best gift to us. So you can utilize some of this. So that is what already Professor Chobe told. The best way to stress management, do exercise, yoga, and also self-discipline. That is very, very important. If you self-discipline, then it's automatical time management takes care. And if you have another thing, what we introduce, good food habit. So what is in yogic in yogic science, it's ahara bihara nidra. So you have a very good ahar, and you have a bihar means not only just exercise, everything included bihar. And nidra is vishranti, is very good sleeping habit. So then everything takes care, and then if a self management, everything takes care. So we'll learn some thing. Everybody knows, everybody aware of that. So that will systematically will see, and then let's see if any question. Then I'm happy to answer, but I am not experts in the field. But let me share my slide. Share screen. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah, it is full screen.
Yes, sir, it's full screen.
Okay. Okay, let me start. So many common questions we ask, people ask, how do you manage your time and prioritize your the tasks? So the another question, how do you manage your stress? So basically, if you say the stress management or the time management, they are not exclusive. They are not, but if you manage your time better, then you reduce your stress level. And some people ask the question, do you believe the stress is harmful to your health? So we can say science says no, but it increases productivity. But okay, chronic stress lead to some problem that we'll see uh, with time. Uh, so if you say the to our disposal, 24 hours a day is there. Everybody has 24 hours a day, and how effective way to manage the time. So you can reach different edifices depending upon the how you manage your time and utilize your time. So Benjamin Franklin, he said that according to him, that lost time is never found again. Remember that time is money. And another thing he told that time should be used sparingly with prudence. So these are the famous quote from the Benjamin Franklin. And another Irish novelist in his book Ulysses, so he said that cannot bring back time like holding water in your hand. So just like you hold the water, it flows down. So you cannot bring back the time. So another famous quote in how to control your time said that time is life. Therefore, waste your time means waste your life. Master your time means you master your life. So these are the few famous quotes. So let us see how to do time management. Some tips are there. So time management strategy says that set your goals. First, you what are the goals? What to do? Where you to reach? You set the goal, and then focus on the tasks and they eliminate any distraction. You have any distraction around, try to eliminate, but sometimes you cannot eliminate, so then that is increase your stress level. So try to minimize as far as possible, and that depends. You see, every this time management is personal affair. Anybody, this time management somebody does is different from other. So every, if you consider great personality in all over the world, so they have a different strategy. So different people have a different approach, different strategy. So this is a personal thing. So you have to do your management depending upon the time availability, environment, situation. All this you have to think how to pose the problem and try to solve it. And another thing is to prioritize your tasks. we'll see how to do that. There are some technique, but this also depends upon the person. And then you make a very good routine or habits, so which lead to the productivity, very good end result. And schedule your day properly, so you have a very good time routine you have to maintain. So he said that another thing is avoid procrastination, end to the procrastination. That means you don't put things for later time, and putting off, delaying, and deferring tasks, and lead very unrealistic consequence at the end. So another is if okay, sometimes there is a failure, but it's learn from the failure. And Professor Abdul Kalam, former president of India, says that if you fail, never give up, because fail means is the first attempt in learning. So you never give up things. Okay. So these are the another thing is create a time audit. Know where you spend time, and then you uh, accordingly you have to choose which one is the first priority you have to give. So do accordingly, and they say the time limit to each task. So you have to do a certain tasks in certain time. So for example, you are appearing for the exam, and then what you can do. There are so many test books you have to cover. So you have to prioritize which one is you have to first finish. So to set the time limit for each subject, and then you segregate what to do. So if you are very close to your exam and you say that something is very difficult, if you read that, then it will unnecessarily lead to stress, because you may not finish that subject. So you first finish whatever things you revise and cover it everything, and then if you have a time, then you go for difficult subjects. So then you have to choose. If you have enough time, first you finish the difficult one, because it takes time, and then you revise, and which are easy thing for you, then you can decide how to manage your time. And then plan ahead of your time. If you are something tomorrow you have to do, is plan it today. And if you have to, or you can do very early morning, you start it, so that you plan ahead to for the your tasks to be done during the day. And and it is said that spend your morning on important tasks, because throughout the day, so in the night sleep, you have rejuvenate your and you regain, and you restored your energy. So it is very good if you spend your time, morning time, and very important tasks, and all you have a study. So this will be very useful for the morning hour. Don't spend your time chatting with friends, or maybe in today's world now, the many media things, so WhatsApp and email, etc. So that then better to spend the time, the morning time, on your study. So that is very good time. And leave and the gap and the buffer time between the different tasks. So this is increase your productivity. They increase your because you can see that. So let us say what is how to prioritize the things. Then distinguish between urgent and important tasks. This is the famous quote from Eisenhower, the president of US, 34th president of US. Says that what is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important. So then, if you see the prioritize your tasks, and there is the you have a urgent and not urgent, and you have a important and non-important. This matrix. So this is called Eisenhower matrix. So you prioritize your tasks depending upon urgency and importance, and then it is called 4D rules: do, decide, delegate, and delete. So if you say if something is very important and urgent, so then you do it first. And something is important, not urgent, you can give time, schedule it for some time. You can do maybe some after some time. But something is urgent, not important, you can delegate. For example, you something assigned to you to do some daily work, some daily routine work. So you can delegate to your friends or your siblings to do that work, and you can concentrate your important work. What is, for example, your exam is tomorrow, and then you have studies very important, so you have to cover it many things. So you first prioritize that, and something is you can delete, which is not important and not even urgent. For example, watching TV or going for movie with friends, and this we can eliminate. So this rule says that do decide, delegate, and delete. Says that which is not important and you can eliminate, and not important, not even urgent. So, but sometimes if you see watching TV or chatting with friends is important at the point of stress management point of view, that we can come after. But the prioritizing your tasks, so it's very important. So you can, which is more urgent and important, that we can do it. Suppose we are planning for some higher studies, and you are planning for the some examination. So you make your schedule such that, and which are the important things to cover, and which is and very urgent as far as your syllabus is concerned. So that you have to give prioritize, and if you prioritize that, then you can work like that. Your action plan will be like that. So then definitely your productivity increase. So this is that concentrate important tasks. So that is very things, and then this will and eliminate and filter the all noise from your decision. So that is one thing. And I said that give much there is a relaxation time between the tasks. So this increase your efficiency. If human mind focus only given task from 90 to 120 minutes. So if you see our all this timetable in a school, college, and universities, so they are 45 to 45 minutes to 1 hour. And then there is a small break of maybe 5-10 minutes or 20 minutes, and then again class starts. So this is the philosophy adapted, so that so give some break, so that you can achieve high performance. So what happened? 20 minutes breaks requires to get renewal to achieve high performance. And so that if you see this waveform of life, so then there is a peak and then dip. So this wavy structure say that you are very active for the 90 minutes, then down by 20 minutes, then active, then so you have to plan such that. So this is called ultradian rhythm. So activity, then the top is, then you have to relaxation, peak, and then top relaxation, and then you're active for the another 90 minutes. So if you plan or you have a schedule such that, so you have a this 20 minutes break, you can adjust such that, so you're you can do effective time management, and you can cover many subjects. So let's say I study physics, and then math or chemistry or any other engineering subject or anything, so that I can plan accordingly. So then, suppose you only study physics for maybe 1 day, so then you get bored and so many things, and because the capture probability, the efficiency for retention, and it will be saturated. So that then you properly you plan, and so that you can store a lot of information. Otherwise, you may forget, and then you feel bored over the period of time. So that then there is a relaxation or break is required, and in between the taxes. So next, sorry. So there is a principle called Parrot's principle. What is the Parrot says that, so whatever the if you see then effort versus result. So 80% effort leads to 20% result, and 20% of the your effort leads to 80% of the result. So this thing is brought from economics, but in economics, what is that? 80% outcomes from the 20% people, or 20% agricultural land. So or 20% of the things leads to the 80% of the profit. So this kind of things. So then what are the important things you have to do? So you have to focus such that, so that you'll get end result is very good. So for example, if you plan for the some examination, so you can go through the previous questions papers, so that it will give some idea how you plan, and also you see the syllabus, and how much credit acts from which chapters. So if you do that analysis, and you find that many of cases, and you can even the whatever the 80% results, and it comes from the 20% of the effort. But it is not that you will not do the 80% effort, only 20%, and you say that why you are I'll be spending 80% of my time. So that means but you have to do 100%. Then you can find that 20% of your effort leads to the 80% of your result. So another thing, schedule your time. So it's very important to have schedule your time. If you say from getting up morning to the lying down for sleeping, so these many hours you have to do lot of activity. So so you have to have a routine. So if you work early if you get up early in the morning, you have plenty of time. And if you are getting up, let's say by 8 o'clock or close to going to school, then you have less time to do. So you have to plan such that, and also in your timetable you include ahar, pihar, and vishranti. So that is key to good health. You have a good health, so that then that leads to good memory, and you have proper time management, and you have good productivity. And if you have suppose even a good student with a bad health, so always outcome is not very good. So main thing is you have to have very good health, and you first what are the parameters required for the good health that you do. Ahar means you have a very good food habit, nutrition. And then ahar doesn't mean that only you eat and eat and eat. And so in Ayurveda also is said that you eat 50% about stomach, and 50% and another 50% divide for 50% of that means 1/4 you keep for water, and another you keep for empty, so that then there is a helps in digestion, and then it will be. So then you but you do ahar is nutritious food is required, and that you do proper eating habit. And also bihar, it includes exercise, and walking, and spending time with nature. And so that this is very very important. And also vishranti is required, relaxation. So is very very important. And so that you can have it, can have good health. And sometimes good health also genetics. so inherent from the parents. So that can be only managed. That or there is no other alternative. But anyhow, but good health is key to, we can say, success. So then you plan your day, and your proper scheduling is very, very important. Another thing to study, how to study. The effective learning technique is called SQ3R: survey, question, read, recite, and revision. So these are the effective three. It's called SQ3R, and which is very, very effective. If you somebody follow in his career, you can see is one of the most successful person. Um, so I can give my example. When I was studying, I sometimes I came across in the newspaper. So then there is somebody achieved something, and then he said that, okay, this is my technique or tool I study. I first survey and took the book and see what are the chapters are there, and I question what are the about the this chapter, why it is written, what is this. And then first you survey, then question, and then if you ask question, then you read, and during reading you that some of the question is answered, and then you recite, and then after then you revise after every time. So then once you revise it, the retention will be more, so then you remember for longer time. So now many educationists they say that there is another thing: survey, question, read, record, recite. Read, record, recite is a cycle process. So once you read and then you record it, note down what are the good things you learn. Then you recite, again you read, record, recite, and this process you keep on continuing. And then after sometimes you revive, and the revision is required, so that you can retain the things for longer time. And one of my professor told that if you solve the problem by yourself, and you this anytime, any point of the time, the question, similar question asked, you can solve. So then one thing is for the students, try first yourself instead of asking your professor or your friends. And then if you ask a question yourself and try to solve it, that is the best way for learning. And then okay, some point you get require the help, then also you discuss and with the friends, and then you can learn things much better way. So how to keep note? There are many way of doing the personal thing. So many things there is called what is called kernel nodes and memory mapping to keep things with you. So one way is that saying that you put some area for note taking, and on the left side, and you note down the important points, and then at the end you summarize. So these are the important things, and in the in key points also have a whatever you have learned, you have read. Just make your memory map, so that it is very ideal for revision during examination. You don't have to spend a lot of time, but you can recap what you have learned so far, and then it's very important. For memorizing, you have to speak, saying it loudly, and then use some kind of technique, flashcard, or you can have your own pocket notebook with all formulae which you required in or is useful for your study, or use your own memory map, or you can get it from your friends, whatever. And but that is important. And then use some mnemonics to remember. Sometimes use your own mnemonics to remember things for longer time. So these are the something for quick revision, which is essential for the exam point of view. Before exam, you have a less time to review, revive, And so then these your notes along with memory map and this flashcard will be helpful for many competitive exams also. Another things, if you see learning is a learning curve for how to maximum time. If you see, if you learn in the during the event, your capture probability is very high, and you can say okay, remember almost 100%. But after some times, few days, yeah, almost you 80% of your learning is lost, and you only retention will be only a few percent, 20%, 30%. But if you do periodic revision, so you are close to 100%. So if you see this retention versus day, within 3 days you can almost forget 60%. So you have to have revision after some times. Suppose you have enough time in Saturday, Sunday, so then you can also do this revision work. So you have to do very good timekeeping. That is very, very important. And what time you can do this revision. So these are some of the important things. And also to cultivate good habits. So he said that very old proverb that there is a called काकोचेष्टा बुकोद्यानु स्वननिद्रा तथैव च अल्पहारी गृहत्यागी विद्यार्थी पंचलक्ष्यम. So these are the very good things. It is taught we are in the school. Kakochesta. So just try again and again until your goal is reached. So if you remember our famous quote from Swami Vivekananda, what he said, arise awake and don't stop until you achieve your goal. So this chesta, this kaka chesta is trying until you reach the goal. That is very, very important. This is learned from the crow. And Bhakot Dhyana. So if you see the crane, so focus at when you catch the fish. So then always concentrate your study, be focused, and eliminate all sorts of distraction around. So which is the distraction are sometimes can be avoidable. That can be done. And another thing, Swananidra. It's a sleep like dog. Dog is doesn't like that. It's sleeping like a curly way. One should sleep in curly, but it means sleeping in a alert way. Anytime is required. Anytime you be alert. Whenever required, you can get up and then you can concentrate. So this kind of alertness is very, very important. And the alpa hari. You eat nutritious food which is required for your metabolism, your good health, but not enough that we will feel lethargy and lazy and sleepy. So this is very important. And gruhat tyagi is where the less disturbance. So then you can have a concentrated focus, and then you can achieve good at the end. So another thing, everybody works hard, and to do good work at the end you can. So sometimes if you see hard work versus smart work. So if you see the earlier our things is we learn from the very school. So what is this story of Thirsty Crow? The Thirsty Crow picks up the pebbles and put it, and the water level rises, and then drink the water and go. Work hard to raise the water level, but the goal is achieved. But today's world, everything is around. All this information is around everything. So this is the smart way of doing work. Take a pipe and then suck, and then you can use the tools available and drink the water and then go. But also this crow also worked, but it's a smarter way, and drink the water and then go away. So but that doesn't mean that you will be lazy and lethargy. Working smart requires planning, proactive, not reactive. And means proactive is very important, but and reactive is not, because the reactive people are always after finding the problem they act, but proactive means they don't allow the problems to arise. So this is the difference between proactive and reactive. And if you see smart work means it is a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So specific means without circling around many things, be focused, and also you plan such that what you can achieve today, and or even hour basis or day basis, and then you can budget it, and what is the measurable and what can be achievable. So you can target such that which can be achievable within certain period and looks realistic. It should be realistic and timely completion. So then you can reach your goal in these steps. So then the effective way of utilizing your time. So it is said that you see working smart doesn't mean being cunning or lazy, but working smart is applying hard work in a smart way, setting smart objectives to achieve effective result. So that is the difference between smarter way of working hard. So then this is the uh, one comparison how people. Another thing is called SWOT analysis. So you have a three quadrant. One is called strength, weakness, and you have opportunity and threats. So everybody has this kind of situation, and first you analyze what are the strength and what is the weakness, and whenever then opportunity and threats. So this first you analyze your what is the strength for your personal development and effective way of utilizing your time, and what are the weaknesses. For example, we are very lazy and getting late. So this is my weakness. But can I get up early in the morning by 4:35 in what is called Brahma Muhurat? So if you if you get up early in the morning, then you have plenty of time to do a lot of other activities. So you can do yoga, you can do exercise, you can do your morning music, or any or your study. So you have plenty of time. So you recognize your strength and convert what is threat and weakness to your opportunity and strength. So then you can have effective utilization of your time for optimal growth. So this is very important. Also, one can do this kind of analysis. Many of times we don't do analyze this kind of thing. If you can sit and think and see what are my strength and weakness, can I convert my weakness to strength? So, sir, for example, I have lazy. I'm a lazy person. I'm getting late every time. So how can I avoid? So this question, if you raise, then is that you, and then your the willpower says that okay, I can convert. Then you can convert this weakness to strength. Then you can have very good utilize your time, your strength, and for personal development and career growth. Another thing, okay, this is all about time. You see, if you do effective time management, and these are always so you can have your stress level always reduced, because whenever you face any situation, so already you have prepared yourself such that, and you can able to handle all situation. The moment you handle all situation, problems comes to you, then your stress level down. So many question is how much stress we have experienced in last year. Do you believe stress is harmful to your health? Can changing how you think about stress make you healthier? So present science says yes. And when you change your mindset about stress, you can change your body response to stress, and then you increase your efficiency and productivity. So that But if you have a chronic stress, then that is harmful. That we'll see with the moment. So stress actually is the Canadian and I think scientist, endocrinologist. So he said that stress can be defined as non-specific response pattern which is prepared an individual for demanding situation. You are facing a situation, this pattern created in your body. So it is a non-specific response to the body. For so another thing is stress resulted the release of stress hormone. This stress hormone, so which lead to a what is called general adaptation syndrome. So the body's response to stress for the short term or long term. So if you see the stress in physics or physical science, it is defined as stress explains the elasticity of a metallic object and its capacity to endure strain. If you see this picture, stress versus strain, so stress is proportional to strain. So how much? And then if this constant is called Young's modulus for a metallic object, and you can endure strain up to certain limit. So then beyond that, so what will happen? So you reach a ultimate strength where you can endure maximum strain, and then after certain strain, then it fracture will occur or the rupture, then the breakdown. So this kind of analogy we can do also in the also the uh, in the life cycle also. So what if you see the stress was not there in my parents or in his father and then grandparents. They have not realized what is called the stress. If you see stress, well, in the village life and urban life, they are different. And so it is in 1950s it is coined is in kind in medical science. So negative ideas of the stress widespread, and it is mainly due to the industrialization and urbanization. And then in 1970s, and it is said that stress, if it is distress and this is bad stress, so then that lead to the health risk. Continual this kind of distress is the mental and this continuation of this lead to the mental and physical problem. But one other thing is called eustress, that is good stress, that is also health benefits. And eustress actually has emotional and physical benefits. So then if you see the eustress, it is short term, it's a momentum, and it gives energy and it motivates you, feel exciting, and increase your focus and performance. For example, you uh, when and that the notice comes for the examination, and temporarily you feel a shock. Okay, my exam is there, but instead of thinking about the exam is coming, you prepared yourself how I can do better. So then plan accordingly and reorient your timetable and schedule such that you can achieve very good end result. But if you say exam, only thinking about that, so then that will be unnecessarily increase your stress level. And so that's why you have to prepare and to. So there are many stressors, not only that exam, but the academic. Then many stressors around. So one is physical stressor, put you strain your body, and it's called psychological stressor, the negative thoughts and threatening. So these physical stress you can avoid, you can manage. But if you psychological stress or negative thoughts, you have to convert it to the positive thoughts. So then there are many way of doing that, but sometimes unavoidable. So, now it is said that there are absolute stressors are there and there are relative stressors. Absolute stressor means there is a if you have a natural phenomenon, natural things. for example, earthquake, tsunami, or any kind of pandemic which is we are facing at the present. Many things cannot be unavoidable. So these are the absolute stressor which put always pressure or the worrisome. And there is a absolute and the relative stressor, this time pressure at work, and trafficking, and then traffic problem in Mumbai, Delhi, and other metros, and then paying taxes, writing an exam. These are the relative pressure. But stress is common perception is that stress is unhealthy. It lead to the and if you have a chronic, then it lead to some kind of disease. But it the stress many from the many origin, home front, life, work, family, and academic stress, workload, peer pressure, and many other things. So bottleneck is that how we manage stress. That is very time management. And what is the root cause? Okay, you believe many root causes, majority of stress resulted from the time and workload. But if you see if it is only time pressure and workload, then the if you see no stress for the children or older person, but still there are a lot of pressure. So basically stress is due to, if suppose you have a facing a new principal, and then you are very strict, and then all the teachers, all the professors, they are they don't know how the new principal is, or the even the in the working board some new chairman come. So all this, unless you face thinking about the attitude and what is the how you can face the new principal or the chairman, so then this thinking lead to the stress level. This is the situation. But another thing, everybody your professor asks you what about this problem, and how have you completed this task. Always keep on targeting also lead to some pressure. But if you do effective time management and you complete in time, then you don't have any issues of that. So there another are you working parents, if the daycare center is closed, then they have the suits of the stress level. So these are the some which is day-to-day life we are facing. But something is natural phenomenon. For example, plague or the COVID or the earthquake. These are the things which lead to the stress in life. So your body and mind are stressed out, and then there's a flow of stress hormone in your blood, and then your that lead to many um, diseases. But also it increase the efficiency of doing better work. So basically the situations are like that. You have it is called that stress ingredients are that these are three things. So something new, yeah, and you have not experienced before. So for example, novelty. So your principal will come that what is the novelty of your work. So how will justify, and how will pose this thing that what we are doing, or any there is a novelty involved, or what is unpredictable. So these are the situation. You never predict that before something COVID will come and will face a lot of problem. So nothing, everything will be digital. So one thing is digital is good. You can reach remote places, but they also many of them are not trained to cope this problem. But with time, it will go. But at the present scenario, we are facing problems. For example, uploading my things, I am facing problem. So these are the new technology, new challenges we are facing, and everywhere. And then so these are unpredictable. Um, but okay, so if can face the situation, we can solve. Then it will be another threat to your ego. Something, the competence of a person, if you question, it hurts the ego, and then that leads to the stress, and the sense control. So, you have to, the situation is not under your control. You cannot control certain things. So this you feel that little non-control over the situation. So these are four things which lead to the stress. These are called stress ingredient: novelty, unpredictable, threat, and sense control. But the this there is this threat lead to the three things in the body. One is called alarming reaction, alarm, resistance, and exhaustion. If you see, if you have a good healthy person, the resistance versus if you see the time or the thing. So you, when your good health, homeostasis is maintained, all the endocrine system of your body, they work in unison and then in a harmonious manner, and you achieve the good health. The moment you get a pressure, what any or any stress, so then there's a sudden shock will be there, and your body is prepared to adopt this kind of stress in your body, and then it is so the next stage is your body's resistance to endure this stress level, and then you can have a very good productivity. If this stress is not short term, it is keep on going. For example, your exam pressure is for short term, let's for a month. If every day you are facing the exam same pressure, then that lead to a lot of health issue. So then it's called the short term is very good for enhance your productivity. Then it will be with a time. Then when you get adjusted, so then that will lead to the health problems. So these are the different phases of the stress, which of the adoption syndrome, general adoption syndrome. So if you have a chronic stress, then it will lead to headache, sleeplessness, stomach upset, chest pain, increased blood pressure. These are some of these things. But if you see the stress is a physiological things is involved when there is a stress. Your nervous system, endocrine system, and muscular skeletal system works in union, in conjunction, to bring out a response. For example, you are facing any problems, so suddenly either you can fight, or you are afraid of the situation and then fly. So either you can fight or fly. So these are two responses immediate to the body react. So if you see, if you have a any stress level, sudden thing, your nervous system, central nervous system works. You have a sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system, and then suddenly it activates your sympathetic nervous system. Your and the situation. Suppose you suddenly you see a snake, it's coming towards you. So then situation demands that okay, either I have to attack or you have to fly. So your mm, uh, nerve, sympathetic nervous system activate, and all kind of physical changes is going on. Your uh, eyes dilates, and your salivation stops, and your heart rate increase, and and your stimulus and glucose level also increase, so that this kind of hormonal changes will occur, and then you are prepared to fight the situation. The moment the situation is gone, you are out of danger. So then your parasympathetic system work, nervous system works, and bring back the situation, restore the all these hormonal changes in the body, and then your homeostasis is maintained, and then you reach the you achieve the good health. health. So if you see the performance, stress versus there is some issue. Okay, the performance versus stress. You have a little stress, then okay, your productivity is less, performance will be less. Suppose you have a optimum stress, if you find, then you are focused and emotional balance, and then you have a very good thinking, then you can endure this stress, and it's called good stress, and increase your productivity, efficiency, and if you have a the stress is chronic, is continuous, then it is impaired. Then it is lead to some kind of health problem if you have a too much stress. So then this is the it said that you have a eustress, is a good stress that is good for your uh, yourself and your productivity and your career goal also. So if you see the physiology, you have a good health. So the response, and so the stress directly react your brain, and it activates your different hormonal glands. This is the adrenal gland which produce cortisol, and this is a hormone which activate all other organs, increase your which talk to your nervous system directly, and this kind of if you have a good health, if you have a good stress, or you have a healthy person, you can manage this. You have a stress is very high increase. So what will happen, this adrenal gland which produce the hormonal, the cortisol, so which controls all other parameter, which continuously keep on producing cortisol, but after certain times, and so then it will blocks, it will stops functioning normally. So then it will lead to the chronic health, so health issues. And so that's why it is said that any chronic stress, and it's called cortisol resistance, and then your immune system will not work function properly. So this is, that's why chronic stress is harmful. So sorry. And another thing, if you see the if you do the stress management, so what will happen, this performance versus stress. So if you, in normal cases, you have a, this is a comfort zone, and then you have a peak performance. So if you have manage your stress properly, then this performance, this you can increase uh, uh, from the actual performance what the normal uh, people can do. So then stress management helps in increase your performance. And if you see the excuse me, how much time I can have? Okay. Principle of stress management. How do you cope with the stress? This is very a $1,000,000 question. And if you see, in reality, we have two options. Eliminate stress from our life is impossible, and the stress to live with, learn to live with stress is possible. These are two options we have. So you cannot eliminate, but we live with stress, but you can how to manage. So no easy solution, no universal solutions, and no universal stress management technique. So if you can see, we can the coping with stress, we can cope with three things: avoid, alter, adapt, or accept. Yeah, avoid unnecessary stress, which is not all stress can be avoidable, but many stress in your life you can avoid. So that, for example, if say learn how to say no, because you know your limit and stick to them, and say no when you, wherever possible. You cannot adapt to certain things, and avoid the people who stress you out. Then you avoid them and take control of your achievement, environment, and then avoid hot topic discussions. So then you avoid them, and keep a to-do list. You can decrease the to-do list and and then analyze your schedule, responsibility, and daily tasks. So then you can avoid certain things you can avoid, and so that you reduce the unnecessary stress. And second, you alter the situation. So if you cannot alter the stressful situation, try to you cannot avoid, then alter it. So express your feelings instead of um, keep you with yourself, and be willing to compromise. Sometimes you have to compromise with the situation and be more assertive, positive, so to handle the situation properly, and manage your time better. If you are sometimes the poor management can cause a lot of stress. So another thing is adapt to the stress. If you cannot change your stressor, change yourself, and then you reframe the problem, look at the big picture, adjust standards, and then focus the positive and adjust your attitude. You see then if you adjust, then the profound effect of emotional and physical well-being. And if you see good things about you, and you are likely to feel good. So then you and another thing coping with this, the accept. So don't try to control the uncontrollable. You accept certain things, and then look which is we can do to cope it, and share your feelings, learn to forgive, and these are the very good things you can do. And make your time, make some time for fun and relaxation. So this is important because you are very busy schedule, you can then have some time and set aside some relaxation time, schedule a time, do yoga, meditation, and then other things so that you can cope with the situation. And always do something which is and you can enjoy every day, and keep your sense of humor if you like. And adopt healthy lifestyle, exercise regularly, eat good healthy diet, reduce your caffeine or sugar intake, avoid all kind of alcohols and any drugs, and get enough sleep. That is very, very important. And if you see stress management tips, you can do regular deep breath, meditation, exercise, and moving out with nature, and good time management, sleep well, and connect with the society, social with the friend circle and others. Eat well, and then list down your tasks, prioritize your tasks. These are some tips which you can reduce your stress level. So if you uh, have time, then I can tell stress level management, what is called cyclic meditation. This is advanced technique introduced by SPS Bangalore. So it said that there is a very good shloka from Upanishad. I think Mandukya Upanishad. It said that Laye Sambodaya Chittam Vikittam Samayat Punaha Sakashayam Vijaniyat Samapraptam Nachalayat. It means that this restless mind, and this so in the sleeping state you awaken the mind. When it is agitated, pacify it, and then in in between the mind is full of desire. If the mind has reached the state of equilibrium, then don't disturb it again. And so this is the way. But if you see the stress level, so this is a very good technique. It's called cyclic meditation. So we say that stimulate and relax, stimulate and relax, stimulate and relax. You increase the stimulants, stress, and then relax, increase, relax, increase, relax. So the stimulate and relaxation, stimulation and relaxation continuous. If you do, then you achieve very good relaxation. So then they have adopted what is called cyclic meditation. If you are normally sleeping, we can have in a deep sleep 99% reduction in metabolism rate, relaxation. And if you do transcendental meditation, so then you for 20 minutes you can have 17% reduction. But if you do cyclic meditation, it's even 30 minutes, you have a 25% reduction. So so even less than 30 minutes, you have a very good effect. on this. So these are the very effective way. So is that do series of yogic practices and with the continuous relaxation. So then this is called instant relaxation technique and deep relaxation and quick relaxation. These three techniques we use, and so that you relax with series of yogic practices. You can go to the YouTube link if possible, and then you learn this. This is very useful, and and since it is not involve any kind of pranayam which requires a guidance from a teacher, so you can looking at the YouTube, you can practice also. This is useful and very useful. And another is Surya Namaskar. This Surya Namaskar is with the chanting if you do, and this is very effective and followed by relaxation. It's called Sabashin. So these are the things. It will spend only 10-15 minutes a day for 1 or 2 rounds, or even three yogic tests, that 3 rounds, 7 rounds, 12 rounds, depending upon the many school of thought. And then we can do, then you can have a very good health. No, all the metabolism will be controlled, all the hormonal balances will be there, and then you will feel energetic, vitalize your immune system, and then you will feel relaxed, and then every day if you do, then no health issue will be at all. And another thing, another is by um, mm, this called Pragya Yoga, and this is with chanting, and if you do this, also this is very effective. So this is I think 12, 16 steps, and if you do that, then it's very effective. You can type this Pragya Yoga, and this is from Diya, and then we can do this very good effective things. Another some exercise called basically it is Savasana, but with a lying down position, and you different just be aware of the different body parts, and using your willpower, and you relax each points throughout the body, and you relax for 2 or 3 minutes, and then you will get complete relaxation within maybe 5 minutes or so. So these are the some uh, techniques which you can do the complete relaxation, and always your pranayam helps. If you can do Olonabilam, and or Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati will increase because it will stress, so even pranayam will be very good. Kapalbhati is a kriya. You can do pranayam, Ololambilam, Nadi Shuddhi pranayam, that is very good. And if you see the overall thing, so the stress level uh, decreases. If you see the present study, and if you do the yoga continuous daily, so then you see the anxiety and the tension, it reduces over the period. And these are the pre and post, before doing yoga practice, after doing yoga practice, and the control, and for long term practices. So depression decreases, and hostility also decreases, and the energy level increases, vigor increases, energy level increases, and your fatigueness decreases, and then you have a, so overall is you have a positive result if you practice yoga, meditation, and daily exercise, and put it in your routine work. So these are some few things already we have discussed all this, and then I'll just put in notes, so that if you do prepare any kind of examination, know about the examination, which a competitive exam, or any college or annual exam you are giving. Know about the exam, read the syllabus, what is there, and prepare the notes a priori, and then it will help in the during examination, and revise as per the techniques SQ were, and solve all the problems and the previous year problem, and discuss the friends, teachers, and then be prepared and ready with that, and do mock test and time management, how whether we can finish in time or not, and always be positive, and be positive attitude, and maintain good health. So that is very very important. And main thing is to believe yourself. For exam point of view, Believe yourself. Don't be panic. Nobody is perfect, and don't try to be perfect as much as you can. Give your 100%, and don't keep things with you. Sometimes you are stress level, and discuss with the friends, parents, and also your teachers, and then there will be solution. And keep things in perspective. Don't things never interrupt with the negative thoughts in mind, and convert your negative thoughts into the positive. Mm. So get yourself in the exam mode, getting ready, and plan. So for tomorrow, what we can do, you can plan it so that arrive in time and pick up sheets and monitor your time, and these are very important. So how to read the question paper, and then time management is also important during exam period. So how many questions are there, and then always keep track of the time, and how many questions left to finish within that time, and last 5-10 minutes keep for revise whether you have done everything okay or any minor correction required anywhere. So never get panic, and always take deep breath. And if you have any times, and uh, um, have a water bottle and take a sip of water, and then slowly take a deep breath, 1 or 2 maybe 3-4 rounds, and then give positive and affirmative thoughts or statements. So I can do it. uh, so all this kind of affirmative the positive statement you keep asking or keep thinking. So then it will help you to boost your energy level. And remember that when you seen the invigilator, somebody get scared, but no, nothing to be scared. They are there to help you, assist you in any problem you are facing. So then you take their help anywhere you required anything. Oh, sorry. And then um, if any instruction is there which is important for the exam point of view, just survey whether is there any instruction, anything is there. So you should know all this, and prioritize what things should be done as per the exam, and pace yourself with yourself. So reach the time in the venue in the time, and then what are the things to be taken. Everything you take care, and and always, and this is my last thing, I think, stay calm, be relaxed and confident. One important things you can do is success is nothing but the confident and action. So these are the cyclic process, and one important key to success is confidence, and and action, an important key to self confidence is preparation. So if you prepare, and then you get confidence, and then you uh, get success in life. Always keep smiling. Good luck, and these are the reference, and many of them have taken from the many sources. And if I miss anybody, I apologize for that. Thank you, and I thank for your kind patience. And
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. Participants are requested to drop their questions in the chat box. Sir, the question, can we instantly eliminate stress from our mind by some specific procedure?
hello.
Hello, am I
Yes.
audible?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
audible?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir. So the question is, sir, one participant wants to ask question. Can I ask?
yeah, yeah.
Can we instantly eliminate stress from our mind by some specific procedure?
No, there is no specific procedure, as I said. No? So, stress, there is no universal solution to the stress. And only you prepare yourself, never think about the stress, and you face the problem. And for example, there's a situation. Instead of thinking about the situation, you act for the situation. For example, I am going to for examination, or I am going to for an interview. So if I'm thinking about the interview, the end result of the interview, then I'll be get stressed. But instead of that, I'll prepare myself for the interview, how to face it, and what are the tools and techniques I have. Can I utilize them? And how do I answer well to get succeed? Instead of thinking of so many questions are there, they will ask so many things, and then how will don't think about the situation, and instead of situation, your action and self confidence, and that will lead to success. There is recipe, common recipe, or the platters I'll give you, or any medicine or pill I'll give you, and then it will actually, if you think, I told you that stress was not there in our ancient age. Stress is just with time we adopted, and depending upon the how much stress we are, and how to eliminate. So that this is a personal. It is, you see, if you say stress is individual, it is individual problem, and it is adaptive, additive. Additive means it is just is adding up. If you have so accumulated with so many problems, so many suppose a working person is a college and working and home and children, so many things are added up. So you have to properly adjust yourself. You have to properly think how to manage your problem. So there is no common recipe for stress as such.
Exactly, sir. I think only by positive thinking we can overcome stress. So there is no particular procedure, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sir, another question. How can we change our mind from stress?
Yeah. You see, always when you are chronic disease or chronic stress, so that time your mind is not responsive. You will not agree to take any kind of affirmative or think you can give. But only thing is that what we can do, if you have a regular exercise or do some kind of breathing technique, so that will help. But individual in the, if you have a chronic state, individual is doing it's difficult. So you take a help of the maybe medical practitioner or any yoga therapist or any yoga gurus or any experts or even parents help. So then they can imbibe certain positive thoughts in your mind. So slowly you retrieve. If you have a starting with some stress, then automatically the person individually can adapt to any kind of recipe which he slowly he can reduce with time. So that is what can be done. But at the chronic stage, because your body and mind is not responsive to, is not taking an instruction. So that's why you have to people use medicine, people use but medicine has always some side effect, but it's better one can try first if this, if a chronic stage, okay, anybody individual has to take care of the medical health. That I can but there is no at the end, if you see, if it's a simple just exam stress level, then we can avoid that can be controlled. But this kind of suppose somebody already have some chronic thing, so only by counseling or any by discussion and with the friends, teachers, and then parents, this will slowly elevate. Slowly it will decrease on the stress level.
Okay, sir. It means by doing yoga, we can change our mind. Sure, we can say
Yoga
that.
definitely help, but many people think that yoga is stressful also. Then they spend time with nature. They go for walk. They do breathing exercises. Many things are there, but only breathing. You see how to talk to mind. Only talk to mind with our breathing. That's why our ancient age suggests, they know that you can by doing pranayam we can control our mind. So that's why they adopt many breathing technique and then yoga, pranayam. so that they can maintain a balance between body, mind, and emotion or spiritualism, all these things. But definitely yoga helps.
So definitely, sir. Sir, henceforth, all we will do yoga and pranayam also, sir. Sir, another question is this. How can we do our mind stress-free on exam time? I think this is also same question, I think.
Stress-free during exam time.
Yes, sir.
Actually, during exam time, you don't wait for exam time. First, as you said, if you do the proper time management, if you have covered all the syllabus before exam, then there will be no stress. So suppose nobody, anyone. So suppose he is halfway and covers 50% of the syllabus and not fully, and that time and thinking of getting 90% of the secure 90% of the marks in the examination, then there is a disparity, because I am not prepared my for my examination and my subject, and I am on the same time I am thinking I will get 90% or 100% mark. So these are the disparity. So for that, somebody reduce the stress level. If you want 100% efficiency, be prepared a priori. Not don't wait for the exam to come. You prepare always, every day and every time to face the exam. So then only you can. There will be no stress at all. So I can remember during BSc, then there are in mathematical physics a lot of series solutions are there. So if somebody said that okay, we will forget and this that. So but before exam, I myself written the same all the series solutions, whatever they are, Bessel series and other things. So more than 5-10 times. So if you write down and bend and your, this is the coordination between your mind and your hand. If there is a coordination, then automatically your hand writes, even there's a reflex action, it will work. So in that way, I can say you prepared a priori. Don't wait for exam. If you at the suppose you know many students or many of the I see the friends, they start their preparation few days before the exam. Then many things will happen. They are just sheer stress. So I will complete. Otherwise, there will be something from parents. Teacher will say that. So this kind of analysis of the mind that leads to stress. But your preparation will never lead to stress. Okay, if there is a problem, health issue, then that you can check. So that is very important things. Your good health and your hard work in a smart way lead to success. No, don't think that stress will be, but stress helps to improve your performance and improve your concentration. And it should not be, it is for short time. If a longer time stress will be lead to the chronic, and when the chronic stress that lead to some kind of abnormality in your health. So then because of the hormonal imbalance, and then homeostasis is not maintained, other things. But only hours little stress is good for, so that is called exam stress. So that is good, but because you will focus and your concentration will increase, and then your performance will also increase. Yeah, thank you. Any other question? Hello? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah.
No other questions, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your precious time and for giving a wonderful session, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Now, I would like to invite Professor Amit Sharma, coordinator of this event, for vote of thanks.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir. You are completely audible, Amit, sir.
Okay. First of all, I would like to give heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. S.C. Chaube, TechCube 3 coordinator, RGPV Bhopal, for giving us the opportunity for conducting a great session and for gracing our program and delivering the inaugural address. Thank you, sir, for your very valuable and thought-provoking address. I'm also very much thankful to Sri Shyam Rathore, sir, Chairman, Tuba Group of Institutes, Bhopal, for his continuous support and advices, which greatly help us towards the successful webinar event. I also sincerely thanks Dr. Rajiv Arya, Director, Tuba Group of Institutes, Bhopal, for his valuable suggestions. I am very pleased to thank Professor Manoj Tyagi, HOD, Computer Science and Engineering Department, and in charge principal, Truba College of Science and Technology, for his inspiring mentorship and continuous support. I am also very pleased to thank Professor Deepti Tiwari, Assistant Professor, Basic Science and Humanities Department, Truba College of Science and Technology, Bhopal, for her coordination for conducting this event. With these words, I would like to thank our subject expert and speaker, Dr. P.C. Raut, F-level scientist, Nuclear Division, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai, for delivering excellent presentations and making this event interesting and meaningful. I thank you so much, sir, for this informative and great session, which enhanced our knowledge about how students can manage the stress produced at the time of examination and how they can cover their exam in the given time limit. I hope that all participants are now aware about the above topic. I appreciate, sir, for your valuable time and patience you have shown today. Last but not least, I would like to thank my colleagues, Professor Chandan Kumar, sir, Assistant Professor, Computer Science and Engineering, Professor Rasmi Singh, Professor Surendra Singh Ahirwar, Professor Irfan Khan, sir, Professor Sonal ma'am, for giving their precious time in organizing this one-day event. I also want to thank you all for your undemanding support and assistance for making this event successful. I am extremely privileged to have all participants here today. Feedback link is shared in WhatsApp group and YouTube channel too. It will be active up to 7 o'clock evening today. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very much, sir. Raut sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Amit Sharma, sir.
Sir, I can leave now?
Sir, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
दीप्ति मैम, हेलो दीप्ति मैडम।
जी सर।
कोई और प्रोसीजर आगे कि लीव करें? जा सकते हैं अब?
सर पता नहीं सर, काइंडली त्यागी सर से पूछिए।
सर हैं क्या त्यागी सर?
फीडबैक लिंक सेंड नहीं हो रहा।
Sir, I have to also submit feedback link, no?
Yes.